Well, a very, very good evening to you. Many thanks for joining us here on yet another edition of Choice 2017, where we take a look at the hottest political topics. You do know it's an electioneering year, so we will be focusing on most of this in our next episode. My name is Akisa Ondora. Tonight, we focus on Machakos County, specifically the awarding of a direct nomination certificate to Jackson Muthama Kala, who is in studio with us to tell us just what he has in store for the people of Machakos, if indeed he will be elected the senator for Machakos. Remember, this is after Johnson Muthama, the incumbent, said that he is no longer interested in vying for Machakos, but he has not officially done so. We'll also be speaking to Brian Mutie, who is a governance expert. I will be introducing you to them in a few minutes. Thank you very much for joining us here on Choice 2017. All right, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for joining us. As Alia mentioned, Jackson Muthama Kala is the man who will be carrying the flag for Wiper Party in the senatorial race in Machakos County. Many thanks for joining us here in studio. Yeah. We also have Brian Mutie, who is a governance expert. We'll get straight into it. Jackson, thank you very much for coming into our studios tonight.
Yes.
How do you feel about that nomination?
We appreciate that the party recognized our efforts and that our capabilities, that we are able to fly the flag and deliver the seat to the Wiper Party.
Do you think you will deliver the seat to the party?
Definitely, no doubt about it.
There are three other major contenders in that field.
I know that we will face challenges during the electioneering period, but the point is that Ukambani is NASA, and more specifically, Ukambani is Wiper.
Ukambani has been infiltrated with Maendeleo Chap as well, Machakos specifically.
The truth of the matter, truth be said, there is no contradiction. The political supremo in Ukambani is Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and the party of the choice is the Wiper Democratic Movement.
Brian, you've been following this, the politics of Ukambani for a while now. Do you think he's up to task?
Absolutely. Well, it's a little bit too early to say, to predict for that matter. And to me, I always say it's a matter of time when we see him actually, upping his sleeves, getting into the murky waters of politics as far as the senatorial seat is concerned, see how he's going to convince the electorates or potential electorates for that matter, and eventually see how also the party that sponsors him is going to be received in terms of the decision that they made. And therefore, it's a matter of time because the electioneering period starts from 28th of this month. We have a whopping 3 months, of hit, push and shove within the political landscape. Yeah. And a lot is expected to change. A lot is expected to define the political landscape of Machakos County.
Kala, Muthama is yet to officially resign from the party. He has not done it in writing or otherwise. He has also not officially communicated to the party that he will not be vying as a senator for Machakos County. Remember, earlier on, we know that he was supposed to get the direct nomination ticket. Does it worry you that none of this has been done officially?
I don't know where you got that information from, that he was supposed to get the direct nomination, because
sources very close.
Because
actually, in the party.
In the party.
Yes.
The prerogative of issuing nomination rests for the Wiper Party rests with the party leadership, and as you know, there are two ways of choosing a candidate, either through direct nomination or through conducting party primaries. In this case, there was discussion, and the Honorable Muthama had indicated that he is no longer interested in the seat. And of course, it's unfair to order an entire movement a ransom. That people should just sit there, wait for Muthama until the day that he behaves.
He raised issues, to be fair to him, he raised issues about how the party is being run. Specifically, he said that Kalonzo Musyoka has become a dictator. The whole lineup of, most of the lineup in Ukambani has been handpicked. He also faulted the nomination exercise. Do you agree with him in some of this?
I don't think
allegations he's
I don't think there's any truth in that, because when you look at it clearly, party primaries were conducted all over, and where their decisions were contested, and more specifically like Machakos gubernatorial seat, where the court ordered twice the party to conduct nominations, and they did so. And the candidate that my friend says that he was not given a fair treatment lost on both occasions by around under 5,000 votes. When you say somebody has been rigged, you can only do one thing. When you rig somebody, you can only increase the votes for the person that you want to rig in. But you cannot reduce for the competitor. So now look at it critically. Our friend, the deputy governor, got 4,000 something votes, plus votes on both occasions. So if there was any rigging, he would have gotten maybe something like, say, 100,000.
But there's word that there might have been a pact between Wiper and Wavinya to run as governor.
Yeah, there is that pact. That is the truth.
It was there?
Yeah, it was there.
So why was there need to go into an election?
We thought that there was going to be some sort of consensus on this matter. And because there wasn't, the party opted to conduct primaries. That was, and gave my brother Kiala a fair hearing.
But doesn't that mean that the party was getting into an election with a preempted idea of whom they would prefer to carry their flag as governor?
Not really, because I'm not the spokesman for the party. That should be on record.
Definitely.
But when you look at it, the election was free and fair, conducted, given a chance to participate. You're given a chance to have your agents, everything. Scrutinize ballot boxes, ballot papers before the election begins. So there could not be anything fairer than that.
Brian, do you agree that Muthama is holding the whole party at ransom, like Kala is saying here?
Oh, let me first start by saying that Muthama was not pushover within the party. And Machakos politics without Muthama will be boring politics, not only in Machakos, but also within the entire Wiper fraternity. And also at national level, Muthama is that soldier whom, as a general, you do not want to lose in your battle. Is that kind of personality whom you would want to have always within or beside you wherever you are going for a political battle. And therefore, this, to me, I think being a very huge loss for Wiper, I must admit that it's not all well, it's not all gloss within the Wiper fraternity. And I must say that all is not lost, because I think his choices are also very limited in terms of where he can actually operate as far as the political arena is concerned. But again, bringing this back home, I think Muthama's grievances are really worthy interrogating further, because he has been on national TV, is actually addressing the issues that he felt as a person were not really addressed. And I also want to concur with my friend when the idea of Muthama being disgruntled because of the way issues of primaries were managed. Here is a pact, a pre-pact, which was already been signed by Kalonzo and company, with Wavinya also. And then you are telling people that you are going to subject Kiala against Wavinya. That had already been beaten logically, because when you have already a preferred candidate, somebody whom you have put a pen and paper in terms of a contractual agreement.
Makes it difficult for the opponent.
It is very difficult for another person to break that ceiling. So I must say Kiala was taken for a ride, a man who really fought very hard within that party, ensuring that he propagates the agenda of Wiper Party, only to be duped in the last stages of the whole process. And again, I must say also Kiala suffered from the so-called political nemesis, his own political punishment creation. In the sense that when he took over in terms of being the number 2 to Mutua, he started by actually on a wrong footing, brushing his boss, the wrong way and all that. he never followed the 48 laws of power by Mr. Green, which the first one, I think, says that you should never outshine your master. You must ensure that you work within the confines of
so that's
that
the
kind of
mistake he
hierarchy.
made.
That's what.
But when you're a deputy governor, is it a master-servant kind of thing, or it's a partnership?
Of course, deputy governors exist under the mercies of their bosses, of the governors for that matter. So he was picked there under the mercy of Mutua, whom wanted to nurture him politically, so that in case he's not there, he takes over the affairs of the county. But this never happened.
All right, Brian, hold on to that thought. Let's just take a short commercial break. Any questions you have for the two gentlemen on set? Tweet us at KTN News at Akisa Ondera. We'll be back with more here on Choice 2017. Don't go too far.
This is KTN News.
You want to know more about what's happening in the economy? Well, join me every day of the week from 3 p.m. on KTN Business Day, where you get the whole story as it unfolds.
This is KTN News.
Welcome back. You are watching Choice 2017. In studio, I have Jackson Musyoka-Kala, who is the flag bearer for Wiper for the senatorial race in Machakos County, as well as Brian Mutia, governance expert. Kala, in the event that Muthama says that he would want to run as a senator, noting that he's not officially communicated, what happens?
I mean, there's a decision that has already been taken by the party and is perfectly within the law. The party can award direct nomination to whoever they deem fit to, then that is a matter that will pick up with the party. As far as we know, we've been duly nominated as per law, and we are willing to go the way.
Would you be ready to relinquish your certificate in the event that he comes back, noting that there is a very huge perception that he actually stands a better chance of clinching the seat, given that he is an incumbent?
No. That will not happen. You know, you cannot blackmail an entire movement, an entire country. You go on TV, on national television, tell everybody that you're not going to run, you're not interested, for as long as the candidates are Wavinya and or Dr. Mutua, you will not run. Then you must also, as leaders, we must also hold our leaders to account. I mean, if you can tell us that in an entire nation, then we must also hold you to account. Then we have your word. The Wiper did not have a candidate because Muthama said it, that he was not going to run. So was Wiper going to wait until the last minute, and then they find that they don't have a candidate, and then they are locked out? That was not going to happen. You cannot hold an entire movement at ransom.
So you will not give up?
I will.
Can you confirm indeed you have that certificate?
I can confirm. The certificate is here.
We need proof.
We need proof.
Yes.
This is the proof. Yeah.
Can you just zoom it in?
Yeah, this is the certificate.
So what if the party agrees with Muthama that he should be the flag bearer? What options would you explore?
One thing that we must appreciate is that everybody, Wiper Party, and even ourselves, are supposed to operate within the law, the confines of the law. If I was duly, there is a process that was followed, and I was awarded the certificate. Now, the party cannot come back and start telling me that, you know, it's like we did not think over this matter. By the time a certificate, this is not a laughing matter, but this is a serious matter. Being a flag bearer of a party, and it's more so the senatorial position, is not something to joke about. So this is not anything that we are not going to open this discussion anymore.
You contested for the Machakos Town parliamentary seat, narrowly lost.
No, I did not lose. I did not lose. That should go on record.
Yes.
That I did not lose.
Fully.
That we contested the results. Actually, the presiding officer did not announce the results.
But still, we have a difference.
We went to, before the party dispute resolution board that has been hearing our matter. And during the process of hearing this matter, then it occurred that the party can sit and ensure a win-win situation for everybody.
So it is a win-win situation for you. What do you have? What do you have for the people of Machakos then, if they elect you senator?
Better representation, and of course sober leadership, because you know leadership is not all about chest thumping. It's not all about a belligerent attitude. Leadership is about sober approach and analysis of issues. And as a senator, and by the way, I was a chief officer in the county government of Machakos. I know what ails the counties. If I'm elected, one of the things that we are going to do is to fight and ensure that we enact laws that are going to safeguard devolution. Because the best thing that has ever happened to this country 50 years after independence is devolution, whereby you can see now real development trickling down to the people at the grassroots level. Now, all that we need is a set of laws, proper legislation to manage devolution. One, to ensure that we don't devolve corruption. Secondly, to ensure that the envisaged benefits of devolution, like ensuring that money is circulating within the local economies, that happens. For example, I'll give you one example. County governments don't get all their allocations at once. They are given in tranches. If I'm elected as a senator, one of the things that I'm going to ensure that we fight for is to ensure, to legislate, to ensure that at the beginning of a financial year, county governments get all their allocations that they're supposed to have, so that they can even budget for themselves.
Does it not open a door to embezzlement?
No, I mean, what proof is there that they are not, the money is not embezzled at the national level?
You're a governance expert. I would like you to weigh in on that.
Sure.
As well as Muthama is not a pushover, like you mentioned.
Sure.
With him not being in the politics of Machakos County now, what would be his game plan?
Absolutely. He's on record that he's not going to support Kalonzo, but he's going to support Raila. Whether that's doable, I think it's a debate for another day.
That's a contradiction in itself.
The same thing can be. They're supporting Uhuru, but not Ruto.
Yeah. Well, he might be having that preference for Raila. And you remember very well that his problem started way back when he showed some soft spot towards Raila, while he had already been sent in that camp to go and fight for Kalonzo. But when it happened that he was so much inclined towards Raila candidature, that's when his trouble started. But again, we must say that Muthama has been the glue that gels Kalonzo and Raila. He has been very vocal in terms of instrumenting a situation where the two would stick together by all means possible. And wherever there were some cracks coming as far as the relationship is concerned, he was the first one to showcase that he's here to ensure that there is a sort of harmony within that kind of relationship. And therefore, for Wiper to lose someone like Muthama, I'm sure even the party leader, wherever he is, Kalonzo, must be regretting for not seeing this coming.
So he should be a worried man.
Sure, he must be a worried person. Because if I were a party leader also, and losing someone of that stage, I would be very worried. I wouldn't just be sitting on my laurels and saying everything is okay. But again, he can still extend an olive branch and see how he can still fix the loopholes. I'm not saying that he goes back and gives takes a certificate from my brother here. And by the way, I wish him well. I wish success in that battle. But it would be very, very, inhuman to go ahead and...
But it's a possible scenario.
It is a possible scenario owing to the fact that I do not want to demean my brother here, but owing to the time that Muthama has warmed the political space is incomparable. I mean, when it compares to my brother, who is just, trying his politics at the constituency levels, just like me. Although I lost 2013, I do not intend to go back.
All right, gentlemen. Unfortunately, I would have loved for this discussion to be longer. We wish you all the best, Kala, as you aspire to be the next senator for Machakos County. Thank you very much for joining us, Jackson Musyoka Kala, the senatorial flag bearer or the senatorial aspirant with Wiper Party, as well as Brian Mutie, who is a governance expert as well as a political analyst. We ended here on KTN Choice 2017, but my colleague Linda Ogutu is on standby to bring you the primetime news, of course, with all the updates on the things that have been making headlines tonight, and locally and internationally. My name is Akisa Wandera. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.